when he comes, he will prove the world to be in the wrong about sin and righteousness and judgment. About sin, because people do not believe in me. About righteousness, because I'm going to the Father, where you can see me no longer. And about judgment, because the prince of this world now stand condemned. Okay, guys, so probably we are finishing. I did say, guys, that I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be long, guys. I've said so much. I've said so much. Guys, I look at this show and I say the 4 things you will get from this show is, number 1, you will get the message that Jesus preached, which is the message of the kingdom of heaven. Secondly, you will get to understand the revelation of who he is, because we trace him right there at the beginning. I look at religion and I'm like, these people, I don't understand. How can they try looking for someone to worship? Why can't they worship someone they came from? Because we all came from Adam, who came from Jesus, who came from God. In the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. You understand? And everything created was from him. You understand? And John says he existed before I was born. And Paul says everything was created through, for, and by him. You understand? So we trace Jesus right there, guys, from the beginning. You understand? So if your history is traced from Piet Retief, World War II or World War III, you've got wrong history. Your history is shaking. If your history is traced from Mahatma Gandhi, you've got wrong history. It's wrong. If your history is traced from Shaka Zulu, your history is wrong. If your history is traced from Buddha, if Buddha is a statue or a human being, I don't know, your history is wrong. Your history should be traced from Noah, who came from Adam, who came from Jesus, who came from God. That's where your history should be traced, actually. If it's not, it will be shaking. Believe me when I tell you. Maybe that's why you don't even want Jesus in your life. So we trace Jesus right there from the beginning in this show. You know what I mean? The third thing, guys, we speak about mostly in this show is sin. And we're going to be speaking about sin because people in churches, guys, are dead. People are dead. I remember, guys, back then in the days when I was still going to church and I didn't understand. Believe me, guys, I'll go to church, pastors will be preaching, you bless you with this, I will bless you with that. And people are busy having sex outside marriage with their boyfriends and girlfriends. Going to church, they're loving money, they're loving things, and then the Holy Spirit says, if I do these things, I won't enter his kingdom. And guys, those days, guys, one confusing time of my life. And I look at Clarence Fountain when he says these are confusing times, and I'm like, Clarence Fountain, yes, I wasn't born in the 50s, but damn, dude, you were actually singing about me. Because I was confused. I didn't understand. Why are these people filling churches and the Holy Spirit is not reprimanding them? He's busy with me, telling me. And I'm like, Holy Spirit, why are you harassing me, dude? You are harassing me. Pastors don't care that these people are doing this. Pastors are busy telling us that we will be rich, busy telling us that we are a blessed story. And you're busy telling me that once I take this message, I'm not going to enter your kingdom. Guys, that was really, really confusing until the Holy Spirit says, I'm telling you directly now, the beast is busy in churches. You understand? So after that, when he told me that people are not forgiven in churches anymore because they are sinning on purpose, that's when, guys, I realized how wrong sin is. Guys, I realized how wrong sin is. And to me, it was like, I need to warn people against sin. Does it mean that I want people to stop sinning? No. If you sin, I don't gain anything. If you stop sinning, I don't lose anything. Guys, if you go to heaven, I don't gain anything. If you go to hell, I don't lose anything. Nothing, zinch. Absolutely nothing. But I was warned and I heeded. I took, guys, you too. It's up to you what you do about it. It's your prerogative. You understand? I usually watch these Nigerian movies, and they've got this slogan, it's like when you watch their movies, when a parent is speaking to a child and they tell a child to pull out their ears, and then they say, if you like, take. If you like, don't. As for me, I've said it all. I've said all. And they always use the "o" at the end. That's the way Nigerians speak, and I like the way they speak. And me and my sister, we used to watch their movies a lot, and we laugh at that part and say, "As for me, I've told you, if you like, you can take all. If you like, don't take all. But I've told you," and I laugh. And guys, it's the same thing. If you want to take warning against sin, if you like, take. If you like, don't take. As for me, I've said my part. I'm a Nigerian today. I've said my part. When I think about them and I think about their movies, I laugh. They've got nice movies. Nevertheless, guys, I'm not speaking about Nigerians here. Now, I warn guys so much about sin because of that. People in churches, guys, have died spiritually. They are no longer forgiven. And Jesus would often tell me, if you take that, if you take their message, these riches, earthly blessings, these people are doing whatever they want to do. They won't enter my kingdom. And guys, from that time on, I became so scared of sin. Am I perfect? Oh no. Paul says, I'm a chief sinner. And I look at him like, Paul, were you speaking about me, dude? So I'm not perfect, but once I know, guys, I stop. Once I know, because I know, guys, I've got proof of the authenticity of the Bible. I might not tell you everything right now. One day, guys, one day is one day. One day I'll tell you, in my country, there is this advertisement. People want lotto and they can't get it. And the slogan of the advertisement is, one day is one day. One day is one day, So with me, it's actually the same thing. You know what I mean? So once I know, guys, once I know the truth, I stop. I stop because I really, really, guys, am scared of what has become of people who go to church. Guys, these people are sinners in the making. They never stop. They continue loving money, continue loving the things of the world. They call themselves blessed stories, success stories. They're busy having sex with their boyfriend and girlfriends left, right, and center. And I'm like, where is Jesus? If that dude will rebuke me, why can't he rebuke them? If that dude will rebuke like that guy is Mr. Shouter. Guys, Jesus is Mr. Shouter. I told you. The guy can love. I've never received so much love from someone as much as I've received from Jesus. He doesn't shy away from love. He doesn't shy away from love. Sometimes he shouted me, and he'd tell me that I love you, my baby. Jesus actually calls me my baby. He says, I love you, my baby. I don't want you to sin because you won't make it to my kingdom. So I'm scared, guys, of sin. I'm scared of sin, but I'm not perfect, believe me. Once I know the truth, I do my very best. So I'm warning you as well, because I want you to receive that much love. Peter, James, John, those guys received Jesus' love. That's why they were ready to die for that dude. That's why they kept on preaching his message. They were like, we rather continue preaching your message than lose you, than lose your love. Why? That love, guys, it compels. Guys, that kind of love, So here, I'm also warning. So this is the third thing we talk about also, because the last thing, guys, we also talk about is warning against the beast, because the beast is busy. People are busy in churches taking the message of the beast. And I did say that the beast must preach, but just because it's preaching, it doesn't mean that we should take. I was speaking about a beast in the previous series, and I was saying that one of the things you should take from that series is that the beast is not going anywhere. The bride of Jesus is coming, will get rid of him. You understand? Just because I'm warning against the beast, it doesn't mean that the beast is going anywhere. The beast is not going anywhere. So we're warning about him so that you will be away, but he's not going anywhere. Just don't give in to his message of riches, earthly blessings. You understand? And this forever forgiveness. Once you know the truth, you can't be forgiven if you continue in sin. You understand? So those are the things we actually speak about in this show. But now Jesus is actually saying that about judgment, because this prince of this world now stands condemned. Speaking about Satan, because we said that when you go to Genesis 3 where things happen, guys, things happened in Genesis 3, so Satan there deceives Adam, and Adam listens to him, and then he dies spiritually, you understand? And by doing so, he's losing who? He's losing Jesus, and he dies and partook of Satan's nature. And I'm born, like that, because I was still in Adam's loins. Adam destroyed both seeds, the wolves and the sheep that were in him, you understand? So Jesus is saying that about judgment, because the prince of this world now stands condemned. In other words, Satan is already defeated, you understand? Satan is already condemned, you understand? And he will warn us against Satan. He will warn us about Satan. He will tell us about the things that Satan is doing. And guys, we are not going to judge things according to the world, but according to him. So the Holy Spirit will be dwelling in us and will actually show us the kingdom of heaven and how the kingdom of heaven is like. Guys, whether he shows you the kingdom of heaven, like literally, like he had done with the disciples. Guys, Paul was taken to that heaven and he saw the kingdom of heaven. And if Jesus did that back in the days, guys, I always say this, he still does it today. So there are people who have been taken out of their bodies, you understand, who know of heaven. And if that's the case, then Jesus still does. And believe me, I know he still does. There are things I don't want to talk about, but I'm telling you that if Jesus did those things back in the days, he still does them. Why? He's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and he doesn't love Paul, Peter, James more than he loves you. Why? You also came from him. Why will he love Paul more than you? Guys, why would you just love Paul more than me? Hello. That one is just not possible. You know what I mean? So guys, these are the things you need to understand, that when it comes to the kingdom of heaven, Jesus is going to be the one dealing with you. So he says the Holy Spirit will be indwelling you and reproving you of sin or of righteousness and judgment, because I am going, but the Holy Spirit will be in you. So you guys, when you see a person having sex outside marriage after getting saved and after knowing the truth, ask them, where is Jesus? Is Jesus also involved in that act? Because wherever you go, you are carrying Jesus. Is Jesus also involved in that act? No, ask them. And they're loving money. People love the things of the world. They call them blessings. These things are blessings for the people of the world. You understand? Guys, if you love the things of the world and you love the world, Satan is your sponsor. I don't understand why people say that Satan is standing in their way. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You want a flashy car? Satan is your sponsor. You want that up marketplace? Satan is your sponsor. Why are you praying against Satan? You're praying against someone who's sponsoring you. You're a fool. A fool you are. A fool you are. Why? Jesus says don't love the world and the things of the world, meaning he won't give it to you. He can't turn right now and give them to you. He says don't love the world or the things of the world. He says do not love money. He can't turn now and give you riches. All these rich pastors, it's Satan sponsoring them. And I'm shocked when I see them praying against Satan, and I'm like, what the heck? Are you crazy, pastor? Are you crazy? You preaching in favor of riches and earthly blessings, yet you praying against Satan. Are you crazy? This is the dude who is sponsoring you, and you praying against him. You are a fool. A fool you are. A fool you are. So it's things like that. Guys, we have to see things from the kingdom of heaven's point of view, because that's the kingdom we belong in. The kingdom we belong to, you understand? So according to judgment, because the prince of this world now stand condemned. Who is the prince of this world? It is Satan. And Jesus says he has nothing on me. Satan has nothing on me, meaning I've defeated him. You understand? Just make sure that you understand my teachings. Take my teachings, apply my word. And I've already spoken about the fact that you can't apply Jesus' word if you still want the things of the world, because you have to live according to the rules of the world. Guys, people here on earth are shrewd. They are wise. If they want to be rich, they still rob and lie and bribe. That's good. You need to do that. In fact, I'm giving you pearls here. If you want to be rich, if you want to be a blessed story, lie, steal, bribe, you will be a success story. You will be a blessed story. You understand? Because once you come to Jesus, you become a loser. A loser, because he doesn't want you to love the world. He doesn't want you to be worldly. Hello, guys. Hello. So, guys, we are done. The question is, where was Jesus? If you are busy sinning, having sex with your boyfriend, girlfriend, where was Jesus? Loving money, where was Jesus? Until next.